April 2018. An entire country declares war on a single app. Banks freeze, online stores go dark. Even the government's own websites crash. Russia is trying to kill one messaging app, and somehow it's losing. To understand how, you have to meet the man they couldn't catch, Pavel Durov, a quiet vegetarian programmer who became Russia's answer to Mark Zuckerberg. At 21, he built a social network called VK. It exploded. Over 100 million users, a fortune worth hundreds of millions. He seemed untouchable. When a corporate giant tried to buy him out, he reportedly replied with a photo of his middle finger. When the world's most wanted whistleblower needed a job, Durov publicly offered him one. He answered to no one. Soon, that would cost him everything. Then came the uprisings. As protests swept across Russia and Ukraine, the security services came knocking. Literally. They demanded the private data of protesters. They ordered him to delete an opposition leader's page. Durov refused. And instead of staying silent, he published their secret orders for the whole internet to see, and called them illegal. To Russia's most powerful men, that was a declaration of war. One night, he glanced at his security camera and saw armed officers outside his door, trying to break it down. He knew his time was up. Within weeks, the empire he built was gone, seized by oligarchs loyal to the Kremlin. Durov found out he'd been fired from the news. So he sold his final shares, packed a single bag, and walked away from his country and his fortune. No home, no office, just an idea, and a brother who could write code no one could break. Together, they'd build something Russia could never seize, something with no headquarters, no address, no country at all. They called it Telegram, an encrypted messenger built on one rule. No government gets the keys. Not Russia, not anyone. Messages were locked so tightly that even Telegram itself couldn't read them. It spread like wildfire, first to activists and journalists, then to millions who simply wanted privacy in a world full of watchers. And in 2018, the Kremlin decided it had seen enough. A court ordered the app blocked across all of Russia unless Durov surrendered the keys. From exile, his answer never changed. No. So Russia tried to erase it by force. To catch an app hiding inside the world's biggest cloud networks, the censors began blocking internet addresses by the millions, nearly 20 million in a matter of days. But those same addresses powered everything: banks, online stores, booking sites, rival messengers. One by one, ordinary Russian websites collapsed in the crossfire. At one point, even the censorship agency's own website went down. The state had swung a weapon so wide, it struck itself. And through all of it, Telegram never stopped working. Eventually, Russia gave up and quietly lifted the ban. Iran tried next, and failed too. Telegram only grew, past 100 million users, then 500 million, then nearly 1 billion worldwide. Durov had won. He'd outlasted the security services, slipped the Kremlin's grip, and built one of the most powerful platforms on Earth without ever bowing to a single state. And then, in 2024, the man who escaped Russia was finally arrested. Not in Moscow, but in Paris. For a decade, one government hunted him because he refused to spy on his users. Then another arrested him because he refused to police them. Different flags, same demand: control. He never gave it to either.